Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, written by Robert Frost. Which woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. The poet is going and he's crossing the woods and he's telling that, he's thinking that he knows the woods, which woods that is, and he's telling that the owner of the woods is living in the village. But he's telling that he will not see him. He stopped in his woods and that woods is filled up with snow. The poet is saying that woods is filled up with snow. My little horse must think it quick to stop without a farmhouse near. Here the poet is saying that his little horse is thinking that why the poet is staying here, because there is not a farmhouse, nearby, but he is stopping there. So the horse became in the confusion, and between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year, the poet stopped there between the woods and the frozen lake. The snow were there, and the darkest evening of the year, and that is the darkest evening of that year. He gives his harness bell a sec to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds of the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The horse got in confusion and he asked in a sign language, and the horse shook his harness bell, which is binding in his neck, and he wanted to ask the poet that if he did some mistake. So the poet stopped there. To only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake, and there is only sounds of the wind. The wind was blowing and the sound of the snow. Snow was falling, so that sound was also coming from there. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. Here the poet is saying that the woods was looking very beautiful. It was very dark and deep. He really attracted by the beauty of that woods, but he can't stop there because he had so many works. He wanted to do so many works, and he has keeping the promises, and he will have to complete his promises, and he will have to do his duty, so that he can't be stopped there because he distracted the beauty of that woods, and he stopped there, but he will have to go from there. And miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. It's the very important line, and this is the very nice line, and this quote was the favorite of Jawaharlal Nehru. He really impressed with this quote of Robert Frost, stopping by woods on a snowy evening, and miles to go before I sleep. He had so many works, he had so many works to do, so he will have to achieve his goal, and he can't be stopped and he can't be distracted in that woods.